Let's invite and welcome CHIUKWU. Abiyama, our Father in heaven, on Eke Day, on Orie Day, on Afo Day, on Nkwo Day. Those are the 4 market days that the heaven and the earth and the heavenly bodies and the plants and trees were created. The sun and the moon and the stars were created. Followed with another sequence of the 4 more days, during which all flesh were created, and followed by the Shabbata, when we celebrate Eke himself and the ocean, the Izu, or the week, and the peace of the week. Oh, CHIUKWU. May all the glory and praises be to your name. As it has been, and it is, as it is, so shall it be forever. I welcome all the viewers of this video presentation from our CHIUKWU Biafra on this 8th day of September 2021. Today is the Orie Ukwu, after the Shabbat yesterday, and before that Shabbat there was another Shabbat on the 6th, which was on Kwanta, when we celebrated the blowing of the trumpet, Igbo Chukwu, where we blew the trumpet 7 times to break down all our barriers, break down all the barriers facing us, a call for action, to also admit that we have sinned against the Most High. But today, we're going to use this video presentation to state the origin of sin and count them in order to atone from them during the half moon being on the 15th of this month. So, which will be 10 days after the first day of the moon, on this 7th moon of the year. Now, the presentation of, before I continue, I welcome everybody to this video presentation. From where I am now is about 2:39 of AM of Orie Ukwu, or the 8th of September 2021, and which will be, if added 6 hours, will become about 8:39 in Biafra land. And our topic of this day is to count our, to recognize the beginning of evil or sin, and count sins before atonement again. And the origin of sin is as old as the beginning, when the Most High created the heavens, the earth, created the moon, the sun, the moon, and the stars, created beasts of the field, beasts of the sea, and the beasts of the field, and then created his children, the Igbo people or the black people. At their purest form, they are Igbo, but in general, they are Igbo. And the devil freaked out. The devil was that time the musical instrument for CHIUKWU. Freaked out to hear by hearing that the Most High gave his children the earth. And he disobeyed the Most High, rebelled against the Most High, which resulted in throwing the musical instrument, the rusty musical instrument, into the coldest part of the earth. And there he possessed the beast, the Neanderthals and the other Caucasoids. And then when we speak of the devil, some people will be looking inside the pits and the sky, not realizing that the devil is in them, or either in them or around them, looking like a human. And the identity of the devil is, it manifests in envy, disobedience, lies, deceit, cowardice, denial. It is the accuser, the abuser, the oppressor, greedy. Arrogance is one of his identity. He's an impostor, assuming to be the Most High himself. He creates confusion, takes words and speak it out. Take good words and make it good to look like evil, or too good to be evil, to create confusion. Twist Igbo words, make it look like God is the same as CHIUKWU. Caesar is the same as CHIUKWU. Worships the mountains and worships the heavenly bodies. Saturday worship Saturn, moon, stars, and sun. Sunday celebrate them instead of celebrating CHIUKWU. These are all what the devil represents. He's impatient. He's also an armed robber and thief. is angered by truth, and is a murderer, unrepentant, is a terrorist, corrupt, reprobate. It's all this. He likes to violate all the 10 Commandments and all the covenants with impunity, without remorse. And in these, some of these here, some of us have been a trap, has been trapped by them. And for almost all of them here, compare with the Fulani, what the Fulani people are used to be doing in Nigeria, to the enemies within the Ohanese and Igbo, and the so-called Igbo leaders, and the warrant chiefs, which they call governors modeled after Obabia Suka, and all their foreign handlers that steal and rob and drilling and extracting the metals and the minerals from Nigeria with impunity, without even caring what happened to the people, or happened to the land, killing even the people, supplying arms to the enemies within, to the Fulani and the rest of the enemies within and around, to be killing and murdering, pillaging, raping, doing all kind of atrocities around our people. They even have their own armies within the creeks, stealing their natural gas and oil. Palm oil, they have to take away the palm oil. The palm oil economy of the southern Nigeria, Igbo land in particular, they stole. They used to even jail some of our people. They used to send them to exile. Pepe, they call him King Pepper, or what? And Amanyanubo Jaja of Opobo, and Nana of Isekiri. And most of our people were hung and killed. And in the 66, they came before the war, which they staged for the oil, for the crude oil and the gas. They came to Ohaji farm settlement, calling themselves your brothers, and quickly transferred the economy to Indonesia, from which they have been sucking the oil today. But it's not the same palm oil. Go taste both and see the difference. But that's how the Most High works. But the way our fathers dealt with this on daily basis is with the commandments, which is a source of what we call ogu, or meditation. Our fathers will recite, starting with the Most High is the only CHIUKWU. The CHIUKWU Okike Abiama is the only one they worship. Obasino Nigwe. And continued with the rest of the 10 Commandments, And when they get to this fifth, they obey the commandment of honor your father and mother so that you will be able to live long on this earth for a long time. He didn't say when they are alive or dead. That's why our fathers, that's why we still pour libation to our fathers and mothers and our ancestors frequently in honor of them, as it is in that commandment, which is a summary of the covenant. Up to, do not envy and lust over what doesn't belong to you, which the heathens do every day. They're doing in Biafra today. They're crisscrossing the whole land and deciding who get killed and who lives. Watch my previous video, you will see where Nnamdi Kanu was asking why. What is this that Caesar, Kain, see on this tiny little country, Biafra? That he mentioned the British, Britain and America. But we know who rules the world, and we know who runs and controls the World Bank and the IMF and the oil companies, the WTO, the gun and the arms, who runs absolutely everything, but claims that hiding behind the religions, the three religions. So that's how our fathers deal with all these iniquities and with all these attributes of devil, and they're using it to wash their hand. That's how they wash their hand clean from sins. That's why our fathers say, after they feel this, they say, the Most High, you know we are inside the rule of devil, as he assumed. But we forgive us and help us not to go against, disobey you anymore. Because it's through this covenant that we must always remember and overcome. As the ice was thawing, so was the beast crawling out towards the land and encountering and scaring the humans. And the Most High CHIUKWU decided to send out his messenger, who ended us up getting the name Adam, because he has fallen. And Adam took a woman from his people who were there already, and gave him the name. He was sent from CHIUKWU by CHIUKWU himself, the city of CHIUKWU in Biafra, by CHIUKWU himself. Biafra was the first nation, don't forget. That's why we need to be watching all these videos to be able to catch up, not to create any missing link. And unfortunately, the beast kept appearing and ended up violating Adam by tricking his woman he called CHIUKWU. To disobey the covenant of CHIUKWU. On Ekenta, the 5th day, remember that CHIUKWU created the beast of the ocean and the beast of the land, and then from there he created the beast of the field before he created his children, the human, at the 7th day. According to, and gave them, commanded them to reproduce according to their own kind. But the beast, called devil, disobeyed, violated Adam via tricking his woman. Then came the apple to Kain, lies that conceived and delivered Kain. And then from the apple to your children will destroy, the children of the devil will crush the feet of the seed of the woman, which is Adam's seed, and Adam's seed will finally crush the head of the snake, green snake in the green grass, which is the seed of Adam, which is seed of Kain, or seed of the devil, the beast known as Kain. And then Kain, remember Kain was also the original murderer. If you go to the Gospel of John 8, verses 44, you will see where the Yahweh or Yahusha implicated the Caesar, the Pharisee, and Sadducee, and the Karibe, the scribes. They call the scribe. We don't worship Arsi. We don't worship, we do not swear or deity in vain. So now and what were they scribe? They say, what were they writing or drawing? Say Karibe. Was when they were following Yahusha around and asking him, oh, how is this? Rabbi, what is that? Teacher, what is this? Teacher, what is that? And they were learning from him and writing down their sorcery and the squeezing, and this is where they derive what you call the Jerusalem Talmud. They mixed it with the Babylonian Talmud. And what does Babel mean? Babel means a situation or confusion. Look it up in the dictionary. That's what Babel means. Confusion. Changing those words, Abraham, Abiama, to Abraham, Ibrahim to Ibrahim, all that what they were doing as scribe. Scribe is the same thing that you see with BBC, all the major media on earth, controlled by Caesar himself. That's the same thing they're doing, sorcery and witchcraft. And then the question, let's note. Note 1. Fulani, the enemies within, and their foreign handlers can be traced to this origin of evil and murder, which is Kain, the beast, the son of the beast, being Kain. Though have 2 legs like a human, and admits that he is mankind and not kind, and man, or humankind and no human. But Mark chapter 3 verses 27 made it clear to us that no one can enter a strong man's house and plunder his house without inside job. Read it yourself. It's also in Luke, Matthew. This was mentioned, this comes from Yahusha himself. Or in Igbo we say, okenu n'ụlọ, gwuru okenu n'ama, na mkpokiri ogiri. Ogiri is a seasoning we use in making a special delicious soup. That mkpokiri ogiri, that is dried ogiri, is inside ngga. Ngga is the basket, drying basket. So when you see the creation of Babia Soka and the Warren chiefs and all these Ohaneze, Pandev, all these things that is being cooked, Afanifere, Ovi, Ova, the traditional ruler, these people are not, they're not from the families that used to be the judges of our people. These were people who committed abomination like Caesar himself or the Kain, and were separated. That's why the Igbo people are the set apart people, because we had no big interest in walling people like they do here, creating all these jail industrial complex. Rather, we allow them some freedom to be on their side so they do not pollute the rest. And this is why one of the reasons why they're resisting the freedom of organic African nations, especially Biafra. But not knowing the position they are today is worse than the position their fathers were, because they had freedom. Nobody was trampling on them. they redeemed. If they had to be redeemed, they redeemed themselves. Because no, their judgment is in the hands of the Most High. So they're the ones who could turn their condition around on their own without being forced, and also know their boundaries. Everybody knew their boundary, because even those who were the judges and righteous, if they went, anytime they went wrong, they were also moved out of that gene pool. Until they possibly redeem themselves, if that is possible. But it is not the intention on the Most High that anyone suffers. But this covenant is what makes the Igbo people set apart people, children of the Most High, to be the salt and the light to the world. Because how can somebody with all these identities of devil be a set apart people? Watching today, see what is happening in Afghanistan? That's the identity of devil. You don't need to call anybody, say, hey, you devil. But they will call themselves, allow them to call themselves devil by their fruit. And then another one here is, another one in here, or note here is, we need to stop this white savior syndrome or mentality. The struggle must be a family affair to survive. I quote Honorable Elijah Muhammad. You do know all these people you surrounding with yourselves. You call your brothers, brother from when? 6,000 years ago, who were not from the beginning with you. Who supplies arm and ammunition to your adversaries to murder and kill you and take your land? How can they be your friend? If you want, since you say you want the kingdom of Biafra, the kingdom of the Most High on earth as it is, you want to activate it, you want to resurrect it, to restore it, it's there. That's still, Igbo is still Alanso. It's still a sacred land. But how can you restore it with these people who are now benefiting from these devilish ways? How do you expect the Kain behind what you adore and call religion? How can you expect the beneficiary of this evil to be your advisor, to be your friend? While you in your face, you see what he's doing to you. You had set light. Your first set light was sold without your knowledge. Your palm oil economy was tricked out of your face. There was that war, Biafra war, he supplied it with his tricky stage wars of 3 days and 4 days with the weapon, his weapon in all his strongholds across the world to kill you, destroy your people in genocide, and covered it up. And you talking British, you talking America, you talking about Saudi Arabia, you talking who created these nations, these wicked nations? You talking Nigeria? Who created all these wicked nations? We need to be asking ourselves these questions, because once you say the truth, the lies, once you expose the lies, the son of perdition, you are free. The identities of devil is the count of sins before atonement on September 15. And that's what our people call Ihansala. Ihansala. That means counting all the evils of the land, what makes the land, pollutes the land, before atonement. I do hear some of our people, young people, working so hard, a lot of our people working so hard, exposing this evil, doing everything. Some of them work so hard to make sure that this nation, great nation, is restored. But what we're doing here from Obaki Shobi is to enable, to present the enabler, which is the covenant, to enable the elect and the salvageable to deliver their message according to the will of the Most High, and to be saved and be used to save Biafra, save Igbo, and save humanity from this existential threat which is manifesting in our faces today more than ever before. So when you go into I had some talking about Judo-Christian, Allah Christian, and talking about it like with, and be shaming themselves with saying that, and the religion of our ancestors used to, the religion, those practicing religion that worship our ancestors. Isn't that stupid? We don't worship our ancestors, we just honor them. We worship the source of life. CHIUKWU, the source of life. Although he is our father, but he is not just our ancestors with the experience of flesh. The people who worship their ancestors are those you worship their ancestors with them. Is the one that is having you worship Caesar Borgia, and worship the ground, and worship the moon. So you have to leave Lord Macaulay witchcraft alone, and the Willie Lynch witchcraft alone. Do not be shamed by your messengers. Do not be shamed by the covenant, your strength, the source of your deliverance, your connection or link or bond to the source of life. How can you be stupid? Being shaming yourself, calling it, downing it, and promoting judo. What are you judoing on the land or ground, and judoing on the ground, and judoing on the flesh of our beast. Do not fear. Say the truth. At the beginning, what we had was what we were taught when we started this journey, this awakening journey, this gospel of hope. Biafra of hope, of redemption, of restoration of Biafra. When we started at the beginning, the leader of this great movement or struggle called the indigenous people of Biafra, being Nnamdi Kanu in jail today, as he has been several times before, who will come out with this trumpet having been blowing. If we follow through and hear the voice of the Most High and listen to his voice and obey him as he said in his teaching, he will be the adversary of our adversaries. He will be enemy of our enemies and fight against all those who fight against us. Simple as that. But we need to be careful what we do, what we say. The key is this covenant. The key is this this summary of the covenant known as commandment, which our fathers used to meditate. And in the recent centuries and the millennia, during the Egyptian exodus of the Egyptian captivity, the Most High told one of those before us, Yahusha, the hidden called Joshua. He called him, he said, the first advice he gave to him after Moses, before he went took our people in the promised land, was that to be successful in this struggle, we must make sure we meditate, maintain this word. This is covenant. This is voice in our mouth. And meditate on it day and night. Forget all these people who call themselves prophets. Some of them, I saw one on YouTube today talking about when we mention Moses. Moses, which he called Moses, that will tell you how ignorant he is, saying that those who are mentioning Moses, that they taking them back. Then how can a person in religion, a follower of religion, be a prophet? How can any religion? How many of these prophets you hear of? Isaiah, CHIUKWU, Yamarayahu, Ezekiel, Daniel, Michel, Meshelu, Ananiya, Ananachukwu, Azarachukwu, or Azarayahu, Azarachukwu. These are all Igbo people, and that's the language of heaven. Somebody whosoever want to ask me, oh, where you get all these messages, this information. It is the covenant. It is the Most High. The secret is in the language, Igbo. You don't have to dig wells, dig lines. The sister say he dig his and did that and started 100,000 BC. No, that's rubbish. The seed, this is a seed of the beginning. And they go to Isaiah chapter 28, verse 9 through 10, you will hear and hear what the Most High told our people. The question he asked, who will he make to understand his scripture? This excellent doctrine, pure doctrine. And the rest is on you. It's on all of us. So, CHIUKWU, the Most High is King, and the Most High is in charge, and the Most High is the greatest. May all the glory and praises be to Him, and may He make us successful in this Biafra restoration endeavor as quickly as possible. N'ihi na anyị mezie eji mere ọdachi dịka Chukwu si mara si ise. Thank you for listening. Until the next video. So long.